It's early morning. We're getting ready to leave St. Augustine and head down to the Lake Worth area. You can see it's a pretty sunrise this morning. It's still pretty cool. It's in the 40s here. It is a very pretty morning. Water's very still. We're at slack tide right now. So we've got to go pick up some mail that's waiting for us. And then we're going to go through the Bridge of Lions right there, hopefully at noon. And we will be on our way to Lake Fort Worth. Our weather window looks pretty good for the next couple of days. Probably motor sailing. We're making a little bit of water right now and charging the batteries, and then we'll head out. So we're standing by at the Bridge of Lions for the 12:30 opening. All the traffic is stopped. Maybe we have a pedestrian in the way, I don't know. There. There's the bridge. I think they had a pedestrian in the way. So we'll wait for the bridge to go all the way open and then we'll go through. Going under the bridge. So it's about 5 o'clock, and as you can see, it's pretty flat out here because there's no wind. We got about 4 or 5 knots of wind, which means we're motoring because we can't go very fast in 4 or 5 knots of wind. So we're trying to maintain an average speed of about 4.5 to 5 knots down to Lake Worth or West Palm Beach. Supposed to get a little more wind tomorrow. Maybe we'll sail tomorrow. So we are almost 24 hours into our trip from St. Augustine to West Palm Beach or Lake Worth. As you can see, it's very flat out here. We've got pretty much no wind, so you can hear the engine running. We cruise with one engine at about we got it about 1700 RPM. We're doing about 5 knots, and that's a timing thing. If we go any faster, which we surely could, we would end up getting to our destination before daylight, which we don't come into strange places in the dark. Overall, a very calm day. It's possible we'll get some wind later on this evening. 24 hours since we left St. Augustine. We're down 129 miles. That's pretty much on purpose. We've been motoring slowly on one engine. We don't want to arrive at West Palm Beach too early. We want to arrive in the morning. So right now we're looking at about a 9 o'clock arrival tomorrow, which is just right because there's some wind that's going to build tomorrow. Late morning, early afternoon, plus 20 knots out here, so we don't really want to be around for that. So as you can see, the conditions are the same, have very little wind, and seas are very calm. It's kind of interesting, it's Saturday, so we're coming up on the fishing fleet out here. Well, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning after about 44 hours. We've arrived at West Palm Beach. See it in the distance. We're going to enter the channel behind that cruise ship right there and see if we can find a spot to anchor in Lake Worth for a couple days, since we're going to have some heavy winds over the next 3 or 4 days, and find a nice spot to hang out. So this is some of the unfun part of cruising, living on a sailboat, cleaning out the shower drain. It's gotten kind of slow, so we've got our tool for cleaning it out. We've taken our gulper pump or shower drain apart, and we're going to run some hot water through it and probe it and use our shop vac to hopefully get it all cleaned out. Don't want to use any chemicals because that's bad for the pumps, and this water goes overboard, so we want to use anything that's natural, vinegar or something like that, to clean it, not any kind of harsh chemicals. So it is 10 o'clock and we are getting ready to head out of Palm Beach for the Bahamas, leaving at night because that's what the timing works out to get to the Bahamas during the daytime, which is very important. So fairly well marked channel here, but not lit, so we'll have fun with a spotlight tonight. It's hard to tell in video, but the seas are very confused. Our wind is coming off the beam right now, pretty much from the little bit southeast, and the wind's supposed to move over to southwest, and we kind of need that to make the corner. We've got sails up all the way for the first time this season. Looks like we need to trim the jib a little bit more, Genoa, and but it's we're about 24 hours out from Marsh Harbor, Bahamas. And we're making about 7.5 knots and about 10 to 12 knots of wind. So it's about 5 o'clock, almost 24 hours into our trip to the Bahamas, and we're about 12 hours out, and things have gotten a little bit quieter, a little bit slower. We don't have very much wind. And the sun's just about to set. Do have a little bit of a swell from the east, a couple of feet. Other than that, it's pretty quiet out here. We're only about 5-6 miles offshore, coming around to Marsh Harbor. And a little more wind in those sails. So we have entered the Sea of Abaco. We are in the Bahamas. We came through Whale Cut about 8 o'clock this morning, and we're headed for Marsh Harbor. We didn't get any more wind last night. It actually died, and we had to start motoring. But we had a pretty uneventful trip to the Bahamas. It was pretty smooth, and we're happy to be here. The water is beautiful. It's all about 10, 12 feet deep here, so we'll just have to get used to sailing everywhere in 12 feet of water. It'll be an adjustment. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, so the sun's not quite all the way up yet. It's pretty flat. You can see on the boat here we have the remnants of a bird's nest. When we got out in the wind and the seas, we found out that we had a bird's nest probably up in our spreaders. Either those spreaders or the ones farther up that we didn't see. And you really can't see it, but the boat's got a lot of salt on it from the rough passage through the Gulf Stream. We've got other sailboats out here. Some of them actually got their sails up. And we got Miss Betsy at the helm. Well, she's just kind of being assistant helmsman. I've got the helm right now. We got it on auto helm going to a waypoint. So this is the Bahamas.